Hello everybody, Troy from the Do-It-Yourself world. We are under a real snowstorm this time. They said we get 6 to 8, or no, what'd they say? 6 to 10. And this was bare ground yesterday, and it's halfway up to my knees. We got at least 6 already, and it's only afternoon. I've been out shoveling my carport. I'm gonna take you out and show you how deep it is out there. Nothing has survived this winter. The shelter over the sawmill, my tent, my carport. We've had more snow than I've had in years. It just keeps coming and coming and coming and coming. That was a 3-inch pile of snow that collapsed the last storm. I keep shoveling because I want to save what's inside, but it's bad. Now, that's a carport, right? That's 10 feet tall in the center. And I'm standing almost to the top of that carport. There's 2 riding lawnmowers buried. Now, to give you an idea, this is where this is normal, natural snowfall amounts out here. And I fall up to my waist out here. It's up to the seat of a lawnmower. My fruit trees in the orchard are buried almost to the tops. The reason it's deeper out here is the sun doesn't shine and the wind doesn't blow here in the orchard area. And this is real snowfall amounts. This shows you how much we get accumulating. So I'm out here trying to shovel and save what I can so it doesn't destroy what's inside. But now it's just a matter of damage control, I guess, reduction of damage of the contents. The carport itself is gone. The contents of the tent are buried in snow. That's a total loss. And I don't know what I'm going to see inside there next. So anyway, just constantly shoveling as I can as the snow falls. I'll keep trying to clear it off more and more as the snow falls. And keep it from crushing stuff inside. There's my wood pile that's waist high. That's deep snow right there. This is all that deep. Well look, I'm standing here looking down at a lawnmower. I'm looking down, I'm standing on the ground looking down at a lawnmower in the middle of the yard here. So it just keeps snowing and snowing and snowing out here. This year. This is, winter doesn't want to let go this year. Now, just reporting news, everybody. I'm just reporting news. I am not happy. I am not sad. I am just reporting conditions. It can be pretty, though. So peaceful. I've shoveled off our steps like 6 or 8 times today. And, wow, it keeps coming and coming and coming. Oh, the homestead is under snow. Spring is in the air. Flowers are blooming. Oh, no, it's snowing. Now, whoa. Now that's some snow. That's a lot. That doesn't lie right there. It's up to my extensions on the trailer. And it's still coming. It's supposed to keep snowing till tonight. Wow. Hey guys, some of you may remember I did a unboxing and first impressions of the ThruNite TC20 Pro a little while back, and meanwhile I've been using it pretty heavily and with some unique ways I've used it. Very interesting uses for it, and I'd like to share with you my thoughts and final results of the testing of this. Now we're going to take this outside and do a outdoor night test later on, but I want to just share with you and recap some of the specs and details of this, which I covered in my first video, so I'm just going to glance over them right now a bit. This has multiple modes. One of my favorites is the Firefly. If you long press the power button, it turns on in a very, very light mode, which I love very much. And that Firefly mode is 0.4 lumens, and that thing lasts for 69 days. You can turn it on and leave it on for 69 days straight. I love that. It is enough to see to get around in the woods at night, or to read a book, or I use it as a nightlight. I love that a lot. Then there's the low mode, which is 30 lumens and lasts for 89 hours, which is really impressive. On this light, there's then the medium mode, which is 254 lumens and lasts for 10.5 hours. But my favorite on this particular light, usually medium is my favorite, but on this particular light, I prefer the high, which is 1,513 whopping lumens. That'll last for 116 minutes. Like, just turn it on and it'll last for like 2 hours straight, which is good. I mean, that's pretty long. And again, if you're going to be out for a lot longer, just drop it down to medium for 10.5 hours. Low for 89 hours. I mean, who needs more than that? If you're out in survival mode, just charge it with a portable folding solar panel while you're hiking through the day. And then there's the turbo mode, which is an insane 3,294 lumens. That is a crazy, crazy amount of power. And that lasts for about 200 seconds and then drops to 1,500 lumens. And because there is a thermal cutoff in here to protect the LEDs from overheating. Now, in winter, in cold weather, that may vary. I've noticed that if you keep it cold or working underwater, it actually extends the high. This thing shoots a beam for 348 meters. That's like 350 yards, guys. That is just absolutely unbelievable for this little tiny convenient light. And it's impact resistance to 1.5 meters and waterproof to IPX8, which is 2 meters. There's a unique use I have for the ThruNite TC20 Pro. I use it in my house to help me find gold when I'm panning, because it's just too dark in here to really see well enough, and this thing is brighter than daylight, and I seriously have been using this thing quite heavily since I got it a while back, because without it I can't see much of anything in there. I know the camera makes a difference. And one of the advantages when working over water and panning for gold is that accidents happen. And with the ThruNite flashlights, you just pick it up and keep on going. It doesn't matter at all. I like it. And it's one of the best tools for this type of deal, because any other flashlight would have been destroyed right now. This is really awesome to be working like this over water. I got my TC20 Pro out here in the orchard, and actually you can see clear as day. I mean, this is really impressive. What do I got this on? Low, medium, high. That's high. I really like high on this light. It is just amazing to walk around in the woods with this thing. I can just see so well. Now, this is a typical ThruNite flashlight. I love the battery status of charge indicator, that right there on the thumb switch. That is really good to have. Always on right there. Whenever you have the light on, it shows you the status of charge, and that'll range through purple and then red as it gets discharged. Now, typical ThruNite, long press the power switch, and you've got Firefly mode, which out here in the snow shows up very well on my camera. You can see very, very well out here. And again, one of my favorite functions. Look at that. You can see crystal clear on that. That's Firefly. Really incredible. That'll last for days and days and days. I use that heavily on these flashlights for nightlight, or when we have power outages to help light up a room that doesn't have solar as needed, and for reading books and not disturbing somebody when you're camping or whatever. But for survival, it's a great thing because you can see enough with this to get around. Now when this is off and you turn it on, it'll come on in the last mode you used it in, which I love, the memory mode, the memory function on this. So that I generally keep my lights on medium. I say that in every single video for quick grab and go. And you can see pretty well on medium. Of course, the snow helps amplify the light, but we look up into the trees, you can see anything. Say there's a coon out there attacking the chickens, and I can see up in there pretty well. With another typical ThruNite function, long press the button and you're going to range through your 3 main brightness levels. So you got your low, which you can see here in front of me, but it doesn't reach out as well into the woods. It's great for short range use like this and for conserving battery. You can see perfectly well up close, but it's not as good for long distance. That's why I prefer the medium, and long press and just cycles to the next level. And that I can see all the way out into the woods as far as I need to for target acquisition. I really like that. The medium is great. I also noticed the spotlight in the middle, but the wide angle. I love that. So you got your spotlight to get on target, but you got your wide angle to see around, and that just is really helpful for running around, for survival, or again for protecting your animals on a homestead like we have all the time. I love that wide angle. And then again, there's your high, which on this one I love a lot. I can really see everything out here. Just pierces into the forest deeply. I mean, I can see as far as I need to with this thing. Really nice. Of course, up into the trees, there's nothing I can't see up there. I can see the breeze moving the pines gently. Nothing I can't see. And then double click and you got your turbo. And then double click again, you got your strobe. But I don't really need turbo on this one. It's good, but that high is just my favorite on this one. There's your turbo again. I mean, it lights up the night. It's even wider. You can see the beam. Now again, that wide angle, the camera dims it down. And this one almost has a second, there it is, almost has a second range and a third. I don't know if that, yeah, look at that. Look at that. When I'm in turbo, you can see that third ring. So there's your spotlight, and then there's 3 more rings. This really has a wide angle of light. Great for running around and seeing anything in wide angle. Walking down the road here to check out the long range function, I want to mention the light. Feels nice and cozy warm in my hand. I like that in the winter. But anyway, that's not the point. It reminds me there is a thermal protection on these things. And it's great because ThruNite has thought of that, and this thing will not overheat. It'll protect itself and drop down to a lower level. Like in your turbo, it'll kick down after a certain amount of time to protect the LED from overheating. I really like that. Now, we're gonna do some long range work. I'm in, what am I in? There's low, medium, high. All right. And well, I like that wide band again that you see. Really love that, especially out here, because there are bears and coyotes and not so pleasant things in the night. I like to be able to see what's coming at me clearly, and that is great. Now, I'm gonna hold that light. Look at that. There's, see that side beam? Look at how bright that side beam is. There's a stoplight or a stop sign down the road, a few hundred feet from me. Look at that. That shows you how bright that side angle is. That is reflecting on that stop sign that well from the side angle. That just gives you a really good idea how well this lights up and how far over it reaches. Look at that. I like that a lot. Now, there's a street light right there. But look, you can see, even though there's a street light, the ThruNite is lighting up more powerful than this street light over there. And look at the trees. I mean, we're looking quite a few hundred feet away. And I can see across the road to the other side into the woods, which my camera's not showing. Let's go up into turbo, double click into turbo. And I can just see those trees even better. Over on the other side of the road, past the street light, this light is overpowering the street light even at this distance. It is just really, really amazing. It lights up the night. Really lights up the night. Going down here, it's a little bit hazy. My wood stove is dimming it down a bit, so I can't do the long range as well as I'd like, but I can see way down, farther than the camera shows. I can see way down the road. And if you do have something coming at you, double click the turbo, double click the strobe, and confuse it. And that works. I tell you what, it works well. I've used that. I've had to use that before on animals. So there you go, guys. You get your light, you get the belt clip pouch, really cool accessory with a carabiner loop, belt loop. You get your charging cable and all the spare accessories. There's a lanyard, there's spare switch gaskets, there's other gaskets, there's a spare charging port gasket. This is USB rechargeable, and it does actually keep the water out. Spares of everything. Typical ThruNite, high quality. Go ahead and get yourselves one. I'll put the links down below. Hey guys, I got an old friend back. Old faithful Husqvarna, my old 450. Came back home. Some of you may remember that a few months ago there was some stuff destroyed on the property, and my old faithful Husqvarna 450 was one of the victims. It never ran again. Well, it came home to me. I've had it for a little while. I've been wanting to share this with you, but I haven't used anything anyway, because it seems to be snowing when we should be mowing the lawn. But anyway, it is what it is. My old friend came back. Cost me $150 in repairs, but I figured, you know what? It's worth every penny of it. I literally spent months researching and looking for different Husqvarnas on classifieds ads and used listings, and realized that a Husky holds its value, like really holds its value. My old Husky, being a 450, the next best comparison today, they don't make this anymore. They still make parts, fortunately, but they don't make this anymore. But the next best one would be the 450 Rancher, which honestly, I'm starting to wonder if this is the prequel or whatever, precursor to the Rancher, because it is every bit as reliable and has served me as well as any commercial or semi-commercial, semi-professional chainsaw in the market, because it's still going. They did a compression test, and the compression was still good after all the wood I've cut with this beast. All the years I've used this thing, the compression still tested good. I just can't believe I can rant and rave about Husqvarna, and I'm not advertising or promoting the company. This is me talking about my beloved saw. My old friend came back. They had to do a lot. $150 was cheap. They had to purge the gas tank, put in new gas lines, put in a new filter, put in a new carburetor, And while they were at it, I had them change the air filter. Oh, they had to put a new spark plug. Everything was destroyed from whatever they put in the gas back then. So, that I covered it. It was a spark plug, air filter, fuel lines, purge and clean the gas tank, and a new carburetor. Yeah. It's alive. I love it. I love it. It lives to fight again. And I have actually had it in the woods. I've cut with it. Runs just like the day it was born. I love it. I'm so happy. Anyway, just wanted to share that with you. I can keep going ranting about it. It's enough.